Like, just watch the programming of this fucking intro.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
They even got evolution there. I mean, and notice the mantra brainwash chant. Bill, 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 Bill.
That stuff is flat.
So I was just randomly thinking about stuff, and I suddenly remembered that many, many years ago, I mean, I can't even remember how young I was. I mean, I could have been 7, 8, 9 years old. I mean, we're talking about over 20 years ago. I remember I must have been less than 10 years old max, maybe. I remember watching an episode of Bill Nye the Science Guy. Now, I never really regularly watched the show, but every now and again it'd be on TV. And I just was sitting here and I had an explicit memory. I remember thinking that when I was like 10 years old or something, I saw an episode of Bill Nye where he's talking about the size of the sun. And I explicitly remember, as a childhood memory, I remember seeing Bill Nye on TV saying, "The sun is so big that you can fit tens of thousands, you can fit 1,000,000 Earths inside of a sun." And he gets like a tiny little bead or something that represents the Earth, and he fills like this giant ball, empty ball, with a bunch of little bead Earths. And I remember as a kid, just drinking it all up, sucking it all up, just guzzling it all down, literally not even asking a question. And that's how powerful the consensus about the shape of our planet and the nature of our solar system is. It's such a powerful consensus that it never even crosses our mind to ask, how do we know that? Are we sure we're right about all these things? Of course, the way I see it is, it's such a powerful consensus. It's such an unquestioned dogma that's why people hallucinate the curvature. Like when people are on an airplane at 35,000 feet, they look out the window and they think they can see the curvature, even though Neil deGrasse Tyson says you can't even see it from 128,000 feet.
That stuff is flat.
Let alone the 35,000 feet of the average commercial airliner. So I believe that's why people hallucinate the Earth's curvature. I mean, it's very scary that people are hallucinating. That's not very science. It's not very pro-science to have hallucinations, but that's another time. So I figured I want to go find that clip, and guess what? I found it on freaking YouTube. So I figured, why not live react to it? So let's go ahead.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Of course, they got the dinosaurs. Notice how this is literally Disney. This is a Disney show targeting children with an actor called Bill Nye. Probably not even his real name for all we know. But notice how they have toy dinosaurs. I mean, I watched the intro before I started doing this video. The intro was like every atheist, physicalist fanboy's wet dream. It has everything. It has the spinning balls. It has evolution and dinosaurs. Like, just watch the programming of this fucking intro.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
They even got evolution there. I mean, and notice the mantra brainwash chant. Bill, 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 Bill.
Science rules.
And then Bill comes, science rules. I mean, it's creepy how much they try to make you enthusiastic. And the thing is that there's nothing wrong with being enthusiastic about science, because that's an understanding of the natural world. There's nothing wrong with that. But we have to separate science, real science, from the pseudoscience, agenda-driven, atheist, physicalist religion, which is what this is really all about.
Holy crap, guys. Can you see that? The Earth is freaking cat. Check them out, guys. The brand new The Earth is Cat t-shirts are now available. I'll put a link to them in the description below.
Solar system.
Inertia is a property
You got astronauts in the moon.
of matter.
Of course, you got to have the spinning ball, because that is literally the icon of this sad religion, and it is a religion, and people think I'm crazy when I say that, but the truth is, you shouldn't be hallucinating curvature, man. Listen to everybody out there who thinks they live on a spinning ball, and that when you look out your airplane window, Neil Tyson says you can't even see it at 128,000 feet.
So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and you say, wow, he's in space. Look at that. No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth. If you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball, you just don't. That stuff is flat. That stuff is flat.
So my only question is, why are you hallucinating? Why are you having a literal breakdown of mental cognition? Please, guys, science is not about hallucinations. Please, stop hallucinating Earth's curvature out your airplane window. It's not scientific. Please.
Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Disney Channel presents Bill Nye the Science Guy. Okay, bro. Thanks, Disney. Where would we be without Disney? And let's not forget that Bill Nye, in his recently resuscitated version of his show, he's out there pushing transgenderism. There's a million different genders. There's no such thing as two genders only. So this is the shill that raised you to believe that you're just a monkey that came from dinosaurs, that, you know, lives on a spinning ball, is the same guy who tells you gender doesn't exist. It's a social construct.
Brought to you by the closest star to our planet Earth, the Sun.
Our sun is a star. And like all stars, it's hot.
Like you, Bill.
No, listen, it's really hot. I mean, it's very hot. 6,000 degrees Celsius. That's hot on top of hot. White hot. Way hotter than this goofy special effect. And it's big.
How big?
Oh, it's really big. I mean, it's very big. Way bigger than the Earth. Let me put it to you this way. How many Earths do you think would fit inside the sun?
Because I don't.
100?
I don't know.
1,000?
I don't know.
1,000,000?
Bill.
Well, you're getting close. If the Earth were this big, this is how many Earths you'd need to fill up that sun. Here we go. You ready?
Sorry, I just want to pause for a moment. I mean, this is my childhood right here. I mean, this wasn't my entire childhood, but this is a moment from my childhood that I'm suddenly reliving right now. So it is interesting. It's interesting to go back and think about when was your perception of the place you live in formed? And of course, it was formed in this case in part by Disney, because the corporate overlords at Disney really care about my mental well-being. They really care about my understanding of reality. Disney, yeah, they love me. So it's very fascinating to go back and see this. So this is what I remember from my childhood. And I remember just like, well, I guess that's how big the sun is. I mean, it's incredible the power that science, and I don't even like to use the word scientism, but that is essentially the thing that's at play here. It's when science is hijacked by people with a religious agenda, the religion of atheistic physicalism, because it is a religion, massive fucking presupposition, really. And those assholes come in with their psychotic, satanic agenda, and then they do their thing. They do their thing.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Fooled you. Fooled you. See, I put the sign here. What?
My God, the effect it has. This is powerful, guys.
1.3 million Earths. 1,300,000 Earths. That's because the sun is big. Is big.
Just like
Dude, I remember as a kid the effect that had on me. It's coming back to me now. I remember my mind trying to scale those numbers. 1.3 million Earths fit inside the sun. Like, it's coming back to me now. I remember accepting that. I remember it becoming part of my perception of the world. I did not question it for a second. It's amazing the power that so-called science has. Okay, it's amazing the power that a cultural consensus that anything that comes from a guy with a lab coat on must be undeniable, 100% certain proof. It's amazing the effect that has. It is, it's when people say science is the new religion, of course they don't mean the real science. We're talking about the hijack science. There's really truth to that, because you've got a guy in a lab coat, and because culturally we perceive science as being just unchallenged proof and truth, that it's powerful. It casts a spell where you don't even ask the question whether or not it's true, because culturally the consensus. So it is kind of like the modern religion. It's the modern cultural religion. And of course the true modern religion is that we live on a spinning ball, and flying through the space, and the this and all these wonderful fairy tales. And they are fairy tales. And for those of you, how could you say that's a fairy tale? Well, certainly hallucinating Earth's curvature out your airplane window, that's certain. I think we can all agree that's a fairy tale. So let's start there. Y'all a bunch of hallucinating, schizophrenics. I mean, you guys who defend the globe so vehemently are a bunch of schizophrenics having hallucinations of curvature. Neil Tyson says you can't see curvature from 35,000 feet, let alone 128,000 feet, where the Red Bull jump guy did his thing. So just stop, guys. Just calm down, man. Calm down. Stop having your hallucinogenic meltdowns. We need mental health in society. But anyways, we'll get back to that. So this is what it is, and it's a cultural consensus that is widespread, permeating, and has an infectious impact on the minds of people without questioning. Well, that's pretty much everything that I thought was interesting from that. So there you have it. I just wanted to go back and take a look at that real quick. About all I wanted to say. Thank you guys for watching. Check out the links below. Bye-bye.
Holy crap, guys. Can you see that? The Earth is freaking cat. Check them out, guys. The brand new The Earth is Cat t-shirts are now available. They come in a variety of shirts and colors. I also got some great mugs available, sweater hoods. Get yourself one of these The Earth is Cat t-shirts. I'll put a link to them in the description below. Get one from yourself right now.
Fight back against YouTube censorship by supporting me on Patreon. You'll also get access to exclusive, never-before-seen videos and other perks like monthly Google Hangouts with me, free books and t-shirts, and more.